I do think they're going to be a very hard team to stop. Along with Crystal Palace as well. I think West Ham and Crystal Palace have the huge potential to be very dangerous. And the new era isn't off to the best start, if I do say so myself. But before I get into why I think that Liverpool could be in trouble this season, so are Manchester City just some great, unstoppable winning and maybe even a cheating machine? Well, let's find out. So, it looks as if I was wrong. Not just about one thing, and not just about two things either. I went 0-3. For someone that calls himself NathanielKnowsBall, I don't seem to be doing a lot of ball knowing, do I? So, let's discuss some of these takes I had. Let's discuss some of these takes. I think we'll start with the most popular one. We'll start with the first one I had at the video, the most popular one. The West Ham dark horse going to be successful this season take. Because I was not the only one that had that take. You know, a lot of us got overexcited and were like, yo, West Ham look amazing. Look at the signings they've made. They're going to be so good. And obviously the same with Palace as well. You look at Palace at the end of last season. Everyone was like, wow, they look amazing. Imagine this throughout the whole season. And then bam, we've seen where both teams have ended up. It's not been great. But with West Ham, like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating with West Ham because, like, they show glimpses of it. There are games where they look amazing and they look unstoppable. They looked very, very good against Newcastle. They even looked good against Man City when we beat them 3-1. They looked good. West Ham looked good in games, but then there are games like against Arsenal and against Leicester where they just look diabolical. They look so bad. And you just think to yourself, how are these people professional footballers? So, you know, West Ham won. It was an L, but it wasn't just me that saw the vision. A lot of people saw the vision. So no one can call me crazy for believing that one, you know. I will admit, I jumped on the hype train. I probably should not have jumped on the hype train. That is the last time I'll ever be bored in the hype train. I'm going to stick to GWR for now on when it comes to my train line services. The second one, the Liverpool one. Well, to begin with, it was a bit of cope. It was a bit of cope, you know. I wanted Liverpool to be bad because I wanted less title contenders, if I'm going to be totally honest. You know, isn't that just how it works? Everyone wants their biggest competitor to fall off. And I was hoping they'd fall off. Am I going to lie? No. I was hoping they'd fall off. But there was a method in the madness, like I explained in the video. New manager coming in. Their best players running out of contract and looking like they weren't going to sign a new contract. Obviously being Trent, Mo Salah. I don't know. I don't know what that was. Mo Salah and Van Dijk, right? Obviously coming to the end of their contract and some of them looking like they're not going to sign a new contract, with Mo Salah even having to plead with the club to basically offer him a new contract because he wanted to stay, right? And obviously making no new signings for the new manager, you know? That, on paper, is a recipe for disaster. I don't care what anybody says. That's a recipe for disaster on paper. But I've got to take my hat off. My hat that's not on my head. My metaphorical hat. I've got to take that off to Arne Slot because he has done well. He has done very, very well at Liverpool. And he is working wonders because, you know, obviously Liverpool had periods last season where they looked really good. And at one point they were on for the quadruple. But then, you know, they just sort of ran out of steam and they didn't look as good coming to the end of the season. And that is the exact same squad that Arne Slot's using right now. Obviously, they have Chiesa, but he's not played. So, it is basically the exact same squad. And, yeah, I've got to take my hat off to them. They look really good. They look re-energized, you know. They look good in every area of the pitch, and they're not just getting carried by one player like City were at the start of the season. Obviously, Man City started the season really well, but we were just getting carried by Haaland's brilliance. That's not happening with Liverpool. Diaz has been exceptional. He looks a lot better than he has, especially last season and the season before. Salah's obviously back to his best, unstoppable in front of goal. Van Dijk, Konate, even Kelleher. Alisson is injured. Their first choice keeper is injured. And their second choice keeper is working wonders in between the sticks. Like, Alisson might not get back into the team. That's how crazy of a level that Liverpool's starting 11 and squad players are performing at. So much so that one of the best goalkeepers in the world might not be able to get into the team because their backup goalkeeper is playing so well at the moment. So yeah, Liverpool are amazing. Liverpool so good. And you've got to take your hat off to Slot. And, you know, I can't really even be too mad. I like Slot a lot more than I liked Klopp. I don't find him very annoying. I find him quite funny. You know, he's a nice guy in all the interviews I've seen, and I don't really have a bad word to say about him. So as much as I want to hate him because he's Liverpool manager, I don't. So, you know, it's a bit annoying that I like their new manager and they're playing well. So the third prediction I had was that Man City were an unstoppable winning machine. And it turns out we're an unstoppable losing machine instead, because a losing streak keeps on going after we lost 2-0 to Liverpool on the weekend. And as of recording this video, and obviously this video will go out on the same day as well, we play Nottingham Forest later this evening. So hopefully the losing streak will end. Am I confident in the losing streak ending? No, because we're very similar on points and like stats for the season when it comes to wins, losses, etc. as Forest. And Forest are in better form. So, and Forest could actually beat Liverpool as well. So, you know, again, it's another hard game coming up. We can't really catch a break at the moment. And even when we were catching breaks, playing teams that weren't as good as City historically in recent seasons when it comes to form, obviously being Sporting and Feyenoord, we got embarrassed in both of those games as well. So, no game's an easy game for City right now. We're terrible. You guys have heard me speak about it so many times over the last few videos, but I'm going to guess you don't get tired of me speaking about it, because you'd rather me speak about how bad City have been than how good City have been, because, again, like I say, a lot of you support clubs that aren't City, and you like to see City fail, which, you know, is fair enough. I love seeing United fail, and I love seeing Liverpool fail, so I guess it's my turn to you know, suffer the lows, but we'll be back. We will be back. There's just a few things that we need to do before we get back. Now, it's sell Kyle Walker, sell Bernardo Silva, and just allow Gundogan to retire. Gundogan gets the good grace of retiring, but Bernardo Silva, he needs to be sold. His attitude stinks. Trying to hold us ransom every summer, being like, no, I'm moving away. No, this summer I'm really serious. I am moving away. And then, bam, we get to the end of the transfer window. He stays. And then last summer, realised no one wants to pay his release clause. And he's like, oh, now I have to stay because no one wants me. And is continued to play absolutely abhorrently bad in midfield, partnered with Gundogan. And obviously Kyle Walker has come out. I made a TikTok on it. My TikTok will be linked down below, and it's linked on my channel page. I made a TikTok about it. City hierarchies have allegedly admitted that they made a mistake by keeping him at the club. So look, when I speak, you should listen, because I've been saying for years, for at least 2 years now, that Kyle Walker's terrible and needs to be moved on, but no one wanted to listen to me. I was crazy. I was a crazy man. But bam, look where we are. Kyle Walker's our worst player. Kyle Walker's been our worst player for the last 2 seasons. But not only is Kyle Walker our worst player, Kyle Walker's our captain, which is very embarrassing. But luckily, the club is starting to cotton on and realised, yeah, this guy is not good enough to play for Man City. He needs to be sold. And hopefully he gets sold, because he's not good. He's not good at all. So, Walker, Gundogan, Bernardo, bye, leave. You passed it, unfortunately. Gundogan stays in my good graces, because, you know, he was an incredible servant for the club, hasn't really disrespected us in any way. Bernardo Silva, even when he was playing well, I didn't really like Bernardo, because he would always hold us ransom every summer, and I thought it was a bit disrespectful towards the club and the fans. And now that he's playing bad, and he's done that behaviour in the past, yeah, he can go. He doesn't deserve any of my respect. And Kyle Walker just an embarrassment. He embarrasses the club on and off the pitch, and he shouldn't even be a Man City player, let alone the captain. But yeah, let's hope we win today against Forest. But yeah, you know, if you enjoyed today's video where I was eating a sliced humble pie, and I was having to face the horrors of my past, which be these 3 awful predictions, then please do like the video. Again, like the video if you're enjoying this Manchester City downfall, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, comment down below your most unpopular football opinions that you've had this season. Let's see if all of us have just bad takes like this, or if it's just me. But again, with all that being said, I've been Nathan. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Shut down cases, they belly dots to the can't see faces, chasing the bad guy chase it. You don't wanna be the one like Ace and like GT trying to turn them out wasted. Aye, tell a bad bitch come break it, body come mad, come shake it, then get back to the basics, bro, done shut down cases, they belly dots to the